प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः।
ओम प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. We are studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita with Shankar's commentary, and on the last occasion we studied shloka 1 to 7 from the 7th chapter. But more than one listener has asked me to elaborate the meaning of the 5th mantra little more. So I am trying that, and 5th mantra is obviously a continuation of the 4th mantra. So we have to go to the 4th mantra. And in the 4th mantra, Bhagavan says, Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankar iti yamme bhinna prakrutirashtadha iyam me prakriti ashtadha bhinna. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankar iti. This, my prakriti, is divided into 8 parts, and they are these 8 parts. Now, my prakriti, Bhagavan says this deliberately because there is a system of philosophy ascribed to Kapila called Sankhya, and they hold that Purusha is separate, Prakriti is separate, they have no connection. Though Prakriti acts in the presence of Purusha, so to distinguish from them and to tell the truth, Bhagavan says, my Prakriti, my nature. Now, Shankaracharya has cleared it still further. My nature, Prakriti, in the Vedanta in general, this is the Gita term, my Prakriti. And it should not mix up with Sankhya's idea of Prakriti, so my Prakriti. But to make it still more clear, Shankaracharya says that in the Vedanta in general, it is called as my Maya Shakti. So, no pradhana of the Sankhya's, my Prakriti. Still more clear is my Maya Shakti. Now this Maya Shakti, Trigunatmika, Bhavarupa, Yatkinchiditi Manyante, Na Sat, Na Asaditi Uchyate, Jnana Virodhi. This is the definition I am quoting from the standard Vedanta books. So we have to understand, my Maya Shakti means power. Now what is the power? The Brahman, one without a second, which is same as Bhagavan or Avatar, appears infinite ways through names and forms. So it is a power of appearing through names and forms without change in itself. So that is Maya Shakti. My Maya Shakti means my power of appearing through names and forms in innumerable ways. So it is divided into 8 parts. Now we understand that all these 8 parts are very subtle, but they are material. They are the subtle states of matter. So, Bhagavan appears through names and forms. So, these names and forms, subtle, can be divided into 8 parts. This is the 4th mantra. We have to understand this. Now come the 5th mantra. Apareyam itaskanyam prakritim viddhime param जीवभूतं महाबाहो येदम धार्यते जगत इयम अपरा so iyam apura prakriti you can add. So Bhagavan here tells, don't think that my Maya Shakti consists only of material things. These are material things. The world and its forms and names. The whole world, meaning the different names and forms. This is not my whole Maya. My Maya, my appearance in the world through names and forms has some other higher element also. So, we first see the world, and the world appears to be names and forms. Maybe analytically we may go to the subtle roots of these names and forms, and yet there are material from space, wind, light, water, earth, and inside mind, intellect, and egoism. So, whether external or internal, it is all matter. My intellect, my mind, my ego, they are all material. So, these 8 parts, Bhagavan has described in the same breath and says that these 8 parts are my lower nature, showing that there is a higher nature. My Maya Shakti, my appearance as the world, has some other element which is higher. That much we understand when Bhagavan calls this is my lower nature. Now, what is that higher than this? Ita tu anyam, but different from this, because this is matter, and now we'll come with consciousness. So different from this. Me param prakritim viddhi. No, my higher nature. Different from this is my higher nature. We shall see why it is higher and lower. But let us first understand the shloka. Jiva-Bhutam, which has become the Jiva, different from this, and become Jiva, which has become this Jiva. So obviously, the meaning of Jiva here is not my body, mind, etc., because different from this. So what is that remaining thing? In me, in you, consciousness is the thing different from matter. In everybody's personality, in the whole world, we can take individual or we can take cosmic if we like. There are names and forms which forms matter and there is consciousness. This consciousness is different from matter. Why it is different? Matter is measurable something. Matter is measurable by material things, inches and feet and kg and all that. Measurable. It has parts always. 8 parts have already been described. So material thing has always parts. And material things are unconscious. So different from this is consciousness. Consciousness has no dimensions. Consciousness is different from matter. So consciousness has no length, breadth, thickness, nothing of the sort. And in these days, as Einstein suggested, and as our Vedantins knew beforehand, that along with these 3 dimensions, there is another dimension called time. That means this thing exists, this length, breadth, height, in this time. So now consciousness has no consideration of time. Time consists of change in matter. Consciousness does not change. So different we must first understand. Different from matter. So no dimension, no change. Absolutely unchanging. Then only it will be different from this. Eternal, unchanging, fixed, and this matter, as I said, is measurable, means it is finite. That has to be infinite. Different from this, infinite. No, infinite cannot have parts also. How can you divide infinity? Can you draw lines to divide it? In space, even space is an example of infinity. Can you draw lines in the space? No. So that which pervades space, the consciousness, there it is not possible to draw any lines or to cut it and scratch it and nothing of that sort. So different from this is consciousness, which has no dimensions, which has no parts. Now, as I give the example, that day there is sponge and there is water. Now, water can enter the sponge because sponge has gaps. Can consciousness have gaps? Here itself it tells us that there is nothing called my consciousness and your consciousness. Consciousness is not divided. So there cannot be my consciousness and your consciousness. Consciousness has to be one. So you may write down the points. Consciousness, immeasurable, infinite, different from matter, no dimension, no parts, no gaps. In Sanskrit, nirantar. Nirantar generally we use for no gap in time. But nirantar philosophically means no gap of any sort. So nothing can mix with that. For mixing, you require some gaps where it can mix. There are no gaps. Even in chemical combinations, there are intramolecular space and then they combine. Like that, it is not possible with consciousness. Matter may combine with each other, but not with consciousness. So different from this has to be understood as all this. Now the next question comes, why it is called para? Why it is superior? Now little more, let us understand Jiva Bhutam. It has become beings. It has become beings. This consciousness appears as divided into different jivas. It cannot be divided. But in our mind, we are studying our world, our experience of the world. So there we find there is matter and there is consciousness. And we feel my Atman, your Atman, his Atman. But Atman or consciousness can never be divided. So Gita will tell us later on. Avibhaktam, vibhakteshu, vibhaktamivacha sthitam. That in the divided parts of matter, this undivided consciousness appears to be divided, but it is not. Now, Jiva Bhutam Mahabhavo Yaya Idam Jagat Dharyate. Dharyate means it holds the world. Now Shankar makes it clear there, it is not that from outside it holds. No. It cannot hold from outside. Then, having entered everywhere, interpenetrating, that means now if matter cannot penetrate consciousness, can consciousness penetrate matter? Yes, because this consciousness, this matter is illusory. This matter has no real existence and it has so much gaps everywhere. So it can easily, now take the example of a space to understand. Space. Now, can it enter? Yes. It is all pervading. It has entered the pots and pans and rooms and men and women, and the space has entered everywhere, is it not? Because subtlest matter. Now consciousness is subtler than the subtlest matter. So it has entered everywhere, interpenetrated everywhere. There is no contradiction. Matter cannot enter space, consciousness. But if space can interpenetrate other matters, then that which pervades space, consciousness, which has no dimensions, can enter everywhere. Now, because it has entered this psychophysical unit, so I feel I am there. You feel you are there. He, she, it feels they are there. Brahma feels she is all consciousness. So, interpenetratively holding. Holding means, later on Bhagavan will say, like the thread going through the pearls, entering. So, in the sense of all pervasion, all pervasiveness, it has filled up everywhere, entered everywhere. And in that sense, it has held the matter. Like that thread of the garland. Thread is not holding the pearls from outside, it has entered. That is a gross example. But we have to conceive these truths, then realize later on. So we can conceive that consciousness has been all pervasive, subtler than the subtlest, is present everywhere. There is no gap so far as consciousness is concerned. We feel God is in this book. Which part God is there? All parts. So what are those parts? There, smallest part, God is there. There, God is there. So God alone is there. They are appearances. So This is the consciousness as differentiated from matter. Itastu anya. Now let us think why it is called higher. Now we think of matter, we think of material things. They are all made of these elements, inner or outer. So, what are the things we conceive? Money, man, woman, form, degrees, higher and lower. All these are matter. And then, what they will do? We are not thinking of consciousness. Sometimes we think consciousness as associated with matter. Consciousness can never be really be associated, it is all pervading. Matter is only a form. But from matter point of view, Thakur has described it as things of enjoyment and the means of enjoyment. He terms it as woman and gold. Woman, you don't think as Jiva. Woman, object of enjoyment. All enjoyments are consummated in sex. And talking to men, he is talking of women. Talking to women, obviously he means men. But in the gospel, it is talking in front of men. So, enjoyment of all sorts are nothing but matter. And means of enjoyment, money, even going to heaven, we say there is some divine wealth. The knowledge of karma. Karma is matter. So, on one side are all material things. What will they do? We think of matter, our intellect becomes colored with matter. It almost becomes like matter. That is what? Binding. Drowning us in the ocean of matter. Now, take the other side. Consciousness, which has become jivas. Absolute consciousness. Formless consciousness. Partless consciousness. But let us think of consciousness in any way we like. Even the consciousness which appears to be in me, in you. All right. But it is consciousness. When we think of consciousness, what will the mind do? Where will it go? It will break all the bonds. We will understand that consciousness is universal. Consciousness is one without a second. Consciousness is unchanging. So, what will happen to us? We'll go beyond all this samsara. If we live in pure consciousness, without the touch of matter, that is our real nature. Because this material thing, our body, our indriyas, our mind, it is continuously changing. That is another quality, essential characteristics of matter. So, essential characteristics of matter is that it is momentary, changing every second, changing every fraction of a second, changing continuously. And if we go on changing, we are bound. We are bound by the laws of nature. But if you think of consciousness, it does not change. So, our mind or our personality or our real core of nature will tend to become unchanging, will not change. Even affected by hundreds of sukha dukkha's or anything of the material world, will remain unchanging. That is freedom. What else is freedom? If we are absolutely unaffected by any changes in the world, we are free. And that is our real nature. Our real nature, when I say I or you, it cannot be this continuous changing something. No, not shifting. Then constant. Now the other characteristics will automatically follow. It exists. No, it is the existence itself. Consciousness is the existence itself. It exists. That means it is finite. I see that it is existing. No, it is existence. And just think of this a little, or see the life of those who have realized this. Ever blissful. In Taittiriya Upanishad, Shankara has said, how to understand that this Atman or Brahman has the nature of bliss. He said, we have seen the people who have realized this Brahman without any object which an ordinary man uses for his happiness, they are always happy. So this is a sign for our weak minds to understand that existence, consciousness and bliss go together. But we can call it pure consciousness. Because impure consciousness means mixture of matter and consciousness. Existence or bliss, we are not mixing. It is not matter. Matter exists, but existence is not matter. Existence is consciousness. I exist. I know that I exist. And I know, so I am existing to know it. So from both sides you will see there can't be existence without consciousness. There can't be consciousness without existence. Anyway, that is taking us deeper away from this point. But the point here is, it is called higher because thinking of it, feeling it, trying to experience it, we are going beyond all bondages. For example, I told you that example. The Brahmo leader Shivnath Shastri had ulterior motive. He was attracted to Thakur. He used to come. But all the other leaders, along with their followers, have gone away from Brahma Samaj and become Thakur's devotees. He being the leader, he wants to hold on to at least those who are following him. So he tells them that thinking of God too much, Thakur's brain has deranged. So you don't go to him. This news reached Thakur. Shivnath went to Thakur. And Thakur said, thinking of money, women, and worldly things, your thinking is all right. And consciousness is the source of my thinking. If there is no consciousness in me, can I think? If there is no consciousness in me, can I feel? If there is no consciousness in me, can I resolve to do something? So that which is the source of my buddhi, I am thinking of that. And how thinking of that which is the source of intelligence can derange my intelligence, can spoil my intelligence? And Shivnath had to keep quiet. Because that was his ploy only. This was the example I gave. In another sense, in a practical sense, Swami Vivekananda said, some people say, thinking of religion, thinking of spirituality, thinking of God may affect our worldly life. He says, even we take for granted that it does affect a little. But if we think too much of matter, our everything is gone. Matter is ever changing, unreal, and we have given up thinking of God. So nothing will remain, neither enjoyment nor progress. Enjoyment can't remain. It depends upon temporary objects, and it will slip away from our hands and we'll meet with certain high, resulting in depression, which is the modern sickness, depression. So, understood now? Lower and higher? I think I explained every word of it here. You can read Shankar's commentary, I explained already. Apara na para. Nikrushta, lower. Ashuddha, impure. Now let us understand this impure. Adulteration is what we call impurity. And can anything in this world be pure? Anything? Everything is mixed. Everything is adulterated with something. And if the subject indulges in enjoyment of objects, does it not become impure? So, think of this. Nikrushta, Ashuddha, Anarthakarim. Ending in evil, ending in inauspicious things, ending in certain evil, anartha, unwanted things. Sansara bandhanatmika, finally binding in transmigration. We'll have to go from birth to birth, life to life, because we are attached to matter. And desires can never be fulfilled. So it creates desires. That is impure. And desires will make us go from birth to death, death to birth, sansara. So this is the meaning of law. Shankara, it is correct. Ita asya yathoktaya tu anyam, what we are told other than this, vishuddham, pure, because it is one without a second, no adulteration is possible there. Vishuddham prakritim mama, mama atma bhutam, it has become one with my being. Consciousness which has become one with my being. My being means Lord's being. The Brahman itself is consciousness. So it has become my being. Vidhi me para prakrushtam jiva-bhutam kshetrajya lakshanam. In our body or in the whole world, if you want to find the jiva, then who is aware of my body? I am aware of my body. I am aware of top to bottom of my body. So that is called Kshetrajna. Everybody is aware of his or her own body. And the universal being is aware of the universal body. So Kshetrajna Lakshanam. Prana Dharana Nimitta Hotam. That is the one word. Now, we understand a man to be living, any object to be living, only seeing the animation. Animation is the function of prana, but that is not fundamental. We refer to Thakur's Samadhi, and in that Samadhi, there is absolutely no function of prana. Totapuri tested, doctors tested. Dr. Sarkar said, medically, we will have to say that this man is dead. But they had no enough power to say he is dead, because he does not appear to be dead. He appears to be superconscious. He is radiating bliss. And after 5 minutes, you will see he is talking to you. So, what has happened? No prana consciousness. How this prana comes? When the I consciousness is there, prana functions. Consciousness is there. It does not require prana. When Thakur's I went away, merged in the universal, then there is no prana function. So, consciousness is the main thing. And when consciousness is there and I is there, I is another material thing. When I is there, I am a being, my consciousness. So as soon as I is there, prana start functioning. Consciousness is free. Consciousness exists independently of any prana function. Prana cannot function unless consciousness is there. So, prana dharana nimitta bhutam. Dharana. I am holding on to my life. I am holding on to my life. How? Why? Because I am conscious. A dead man is a man. Everything is there. Consciousness has gone. It is not gone anywhere, but in that body it is not functioning. Can prana function? So prana dharana cause is caused by consciousness being present there. My teacher, you see, if a man is dead, people generally don't like to call dead. Some other euphemism they use. My teacher had only one expression always. The Lord has withdrawn his consciousness from that body. So, if consciousness is not there in functioning, prana cannot function. Consciousness can remain without prana. Prana cannot remain without consciousness. So, consciousness is prana dharana nimitta bhutan. It has become the cause of holding on to animation. Otherwise, no animation. He Mahabaho, yaya prakrutya idam dharyate jagat. By that higher nature called jiva, called consciousness, I am holding on to this word anta praveshtaya. It is not an extra cosmic God, or from outside we are not holding the matter. It has, and we already discussed, it has interpenetrated, interpermeated. There is nothing in the world where consciousness is not there. I is not there, so prana is not there. I is there, prana is there. So, but consciousness, even in so-called dead matter, consciousness is always there. But I consciousness is not there. That is the only difference. Consciousness has not taken the form I. Until that I is taken, prana is not there. But the whole world is held on, not from outside, but by interpenetrating everything. Example, the thread in the garland. So, now, fifth is clear? Then is followed by sixth and seventh. Etad yonini bhutani sarvani iti upadharaya. Know that the cause, source of all beings are these two prakritis of mind. That means if there is no consciousness, there is no appear jivas. If there is no matter, consciousness is Brahman in itself. So, sarvani bhutani. Etad sarvani bhutani yoni. Etad yoni ni, two are there. So, these are the sources. Sarvani. And so, aham. Bhagavan's I is not this I. Aham is reality. So, reality is the prabhava, the cause of the appearance of the entire world. Pralaya sata. But we know that one day all this vanishes, not the consciousness. So all the matter goes where? In the consciousness. That is the sixth. Now what happens? We have found this is iron, that is iron, that is higher. And we have found that the consciousness is the highest. But a question comes, silly question, what is beyond that consciousness? What is beyond you, oh God? He says, beyond me there is nothing. That is the ultimate. There cannot be anything beyond. Matta parataram nanat kinchidasti nananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre maniganayu. So I have protam. I have penetrated sutre manigana iva protam. Protam means same. Now, how this word protam is used? When you make a cloth, this thread and this thread, otam protam. So I am protam. Inside everything, like the thread in the garland. So, shall we proceed with this now? Example, from 7 to 12, God is immanent. That is the meaning of immanence. Interpenetrating everything. Everything is held by that. He is beyond and yet interpenetrating. So, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayo pranava sarva vedeshu shabdakhe paurusham. The essence of everything is being described. Essence of everything. We'll take it up day after tomorrow. Om Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetra Ekaparnaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamrita Duhe Namaha. Om Shanti 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 Hare Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikaparnaye ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः।